Thank you. We have great helpers. So we'll try the good morning again. Good morning. Hope you're good. It's a beautiful day and it's Sabbath. So I have the children's story today, and I am going to start by asking you a question. How many of you have a house phone? What is a house phone? Some of you have house phones, right? We still do. Before cell phones, because cell phones didn't exist before. When I was a little girl, we had like the phone that you had to dial. I remember, like, and like you would have to wait, right? I grew up in Mexico, so. We had a phone, but we just had to dial the number and wait for it to come back, and then you would dial again. And so that's how, like, if I wanted to talk to my auntie, she lived in another state in Mexico, I would use a phone, house phone. Or if we wanted to talk to grandma or grandpa, we would use the house phone. And we would have to wait for them to pick up the phone. They would have to run and get the phone, right? So, they didn't carry their phone with them. It was in one particular spot in the house, right? So then fast forward some years, and I was in college, and I got my first cell phone. Oh, I was so excited. It was a flip phone. And you really couldn't do much with the phone other than call. Right. But it was really convenient, right? You didn't have to go to the living room to make a phone call. You had the phone with you, right? And I'm not that old, okay, people, adults. Just technology changed rapidly. Yes, I'm not that old, kiddos. So then I was super excited with my phone, right? And then technology, fast forward, 10 years, and now we have smartphones. What can we do? Name a thing that we can do with our smartphones. Guys? Play games? Okay, what else can we do? Okay. Text, we can text, yes.
You can also
take pictures, yes. Call, adults, check your emails. You have your calendar, your personal calendar, your work calendar, your GPS, your videos, YouTube, it's like a little computer, right? Netflix, I don't know what I would do now without my phone. Everything is there, and I'm sure I'm not the only adult that uses the phone for all of that, right? So, yes, Ria?
you can watch something you can download something.
And watch it later? Yeah, you can use it to download videos and watch those videos later. So, they are very smart, right? Sometimes a little bit too smart for me, and it's a little scary. When I'm leaving work, it tells me, oh, traffic is light. You should be home in 13 minutes. Wait, how do you know I'm going home? How do you know I'm going home? Yes?
You forgot music.
Oh, music is so important, yes. So smartphones can do a lot of things, right? And technology changed. We went from having a house phone to having a little phone with you all the time, like a little computer, right? And smartphones know way more than they should, but they do anyway. So technology changes, and let me continue with this. So if you want to stay current, and I don't update my phone very often. I don't have the latest version, but when the new version comes out, they usually stop making the older version. So then eventually people will have to buy the new version because you cannot watch videos, or you cannot download information. So eventually you have to change your phone, right? If you want to stay current. So everything changes. There's always something new coming. and it can be hard to stay with the latest trends. Let's see, don't you think it would be funny and a little weird if I said groovy all the time? Like it was in the 1960s. So I guess in the 60s, I'm not that old, really, I'm not. But I guess in the 1960s, they would say groovy instead of like cool. Or what's a word we say now, kiddos? Epic. Epic, right? The food was epic. Everything is epic. Or cool, right? So, and then I'll continue reading. But if I said cool, that would be totally normal, right? Or we have a new word, epic. And this world is constantly changing. And so what's cool now won't be cool forever. People change too, but do you know who always stays the same? Who doesn't change? God, and I'm so thankful for that. You can see in the Bible that God stays consistent. He doesn't change. You can always count on Him to stand by His word, and you can always count on Him to love you. When you're good and when you're not so good. When you obey and when you had a hard time obeying. He always loves you and He always will. So keep that in mind. If you feel alone, remember that God is always there for you and He is unchanging. 2 Timothy 2:13 says, If we are faithless, He remains faithful. He cannot deny Himself. So today, be thankful that God isn't like the world or technology or phones or words that are always changing. God isn't like the world as if there was a new version of Him. God doesn't change at all. You can go back to your seats.